All right, it's recording now. I think the funniest. All right, the funniest thing about this
Yeah.
is that we kind of proved the podcast point before we even started recording. Like the proof of concept, like came before the thing. I told you I was going to talk about this yesterday. Yesterday, when I initially
Yeah.
proposed this idea. Wait, I think you're good enough volume. But yeah, when I initially
Yeah.
proposed this, it was like 5 p.m. my time, and for you, it was 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
That
I
is
think
right.
that goes to be kind of its own like proof of concept on how I think that goes to be kind of its own proof of concept on how we need to like better understand each other across the Atlantic. Because when I proposed this, I forgot that you're 6 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
L-
Yeah.
ve- luckily, luckily we were starting this at the beginning of summer, so we're gonna be able to we're gonna have a couple free days together until like August, which is
Yeah.
good.
Very.
But good lord,
Very
imagine if imagine if we were like imagine if you were in the southern hemisphere right now, or I was in the southern hemisphere right now. It would be crazy. We would have totally different seasons. We would like go to school at the time like another one of us wasn't. Actually, that might
Oh man.
that
Yeah.
might even improve the schedule. But
Like, imagine like y'all are like celebrating Christmas and it's winter, but in the other side of the world, in Australia per se, it's summer. It's
that yeah,
crazy to
the
think about.
it's so weird to imagine that people actually go to the beach in like the southern hemisphere. But yeah, it goes to show again how much we need to like start like realizing that the world is bigger than like a few square miles, or in your case kilometers, because we live in different countries which use different measurement systems for basically anything. Actually, it's kind of
Yeah.
my thing because I'm an American. You use the unit system that like the rest of the world uses. My country is like one of the only like unique and different ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Kilometers, meters, centimeters, millimeters.
Yeah,
Uh.
like if I lived in
Yeah.
Canada, we wouldn't even have that issue. But my ancestors perfectly like timed out crossing the Atlantic themselves just to go to the one country that would be like completely unique. So we're gonna have to like look up a lot of translations of things.
We most certainly will, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about so much things that we're gonna have to look up and translate. Maybe this actually helps us learn. Maybe like through like episode like 15 of this podcast, I finally hammer it down in my head that like you're like 15 hours ahead, or like 11 in my time is like 3 p.m. in your time.
Yeah,
Actually, is it 3
basically.
p.m. in your time? Because it's 11 in my time right now.
It is 5 p.m.
Yeah,
my time.
again, that goes to show just how like people like to like talk about how big the Pacific is, but it leads to kind of this effect where the Atlantic is underestimated. Like that's huge too. That's like a whole 5 hours
Yeah.
apart. We're gonna have to like once school starts back up for the both of us, we're gonna have to like plan out these episodes with like once school's
Yeah.
we're gonna have to like these episodes are gonna have to like perfect timing. Like we're gonna get like 3 hours a day to talk to each other, and like two thirds of that is gonna be spent on this podcast.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is crazy to think about, honestly.
yeah. So I'm basically starting this thing because we're still on introduction page right now. I'm basically starting this. I propose this to help us get like an understanding of what things were like across the Atlantic because while America and Europe we're not too different. Like we're different in the ways that you'd expect like a foreign country to be. Like I'm foreign to you, you're foreign to me. That's what it means. We're different in the way in those ways, and I want to kind of like bridge those ways, called like bridging the Atlantic Ocean with Melon and Wolf.
Indeed.
We got like a
Indeed.
9 letter acronym. Is it 9 letter? I don't care to count. We got like nine, like 8, 7 letter acronym.
Yeah. Because I
Actually,
think, yeah,
yeah, it's eight
just
letters because it's like two, 4 letter. Yeah,
yeah.
8 letter acronym. Goodness gracious.
My God.
Um, and yeah, that's basically that's kind of the express purpose of this.
Mm.
In fact, when I think
Uh,
about it, it's actually like completely different from like an actual like podcast because actual podcasts have like people in the studio, right?
yeah, talking to each other.
And we're
It's
kind of
just
like on the opposite sides of the world, and that's kind of what this again. That's what this entire podcast is about.
yeah,
So
just talking about finding
we're
out
talking
what.
we're talking about how different we are, and we're trying to like make that like I'm gonna try and like break down American concepts in like a European way, and I think you're gonna do the same for America for like European concepts, and we're gonna see how that goes. Um,
All right.
that is that's gonna be amazing. That's pretty
Yeah.
it's a great idea. And it's also because generally I want to at least know how to like speak to a European without having to Google like 10,000 things. I know that's on my country. I know my country is a different one. I know Europe's not the different one.
Yeah.
I still want to be able to understand like different things because I still have to Google conversions from Fahrenheit to Celsius, and especially if I want to achieve like my like kind of goal in life, kind of like live a lot of places, a lot of countries, that's not gonna pass. That's not that won't be acceptable. I can't live in Europe without learning Celsius.
Yeah. I can't live in America without learning Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Um.
I what I will say, I think I hope my microphone isn't too loud right now, but I I know that this is going to make maybe European viewers of the podcast, if we get any, this might make them a bit. This might peeve them off a bit, but like, let me say, I think the Fahrenheit way of things is the best way to go. At least for humans, like, and not scientifically, not Celsius is better scientifically, but like when you're talking about like what temperature it'll be tomorrow, when you're talking about like, yeah, like that, I think Fahrenheit is the best way to go because it's like spaced out. Like 100's really hot but livable, 0's really hot but livable. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. What do you think?
mm. I'm. I think I'm 50-50 about that because like honestly, right now, for example, I have my very helpful clock right here where I can see the temperature in my room with both Celsius and Fahrenheit. So, for example, uh, the temperature that I normally use, that I look at the clock with, is Celsius. It is 27 degrees Celsius. Um, but if I hit a little button right there, it's 80 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, and
Um,
I and I'm like I can understand it when it's like Fahrenheit because I've like used Fahrenheit all my life.
mm,
Yeah, that's basically like the units of I should have included a units of measurement thing on this, but I guess that's what like we're doing like right now. So, uh
yeah,
yeah. Um,
yeah,
but I guess we can consider like the introduction over because again, remember, like we have a general outline. I will say I'm not gonna like no get back on topic. No, you're going off topic. I'm just using it as like a general guide for things to talk about. Um,
yeah.
yeah, like one introduction, we're past that. Two, whether we're gonna get on that in a second. Three, time zones. Four, American politics. Five, European politics. Six, unique hardships and understanding them. Seven, American European relations and the trade war. Eight, World Cup. Nine, general attitudes.
All right, all right.
Yeah, so that's what I have in. But I'm gonna listen back. I'm gonna listen to this back, and like I'm gonna be like 90% louder than Wolf. This is gonna have like terrible audio. Maybe I like turn down my. Maybe I like turn down. Maybe to be as loud as Wolf. Yeah, I think that'll work. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so going on to weather, how has the weather been like in like Europe for you recently?
For me, honestly, it's been really, really good. It's mostly been just sunny, blue skies, not really any clouds. Um, it's been really good. The other for the past few days, from the 5th, the day June 5th, to basically the start of the week, I was in Mallorca, and
Yeah,
honestly, the weather was kind of the same.
yeah. Mallorca is yeah, I know what Mallorca is. It's like those like islands off of the coast of like Spain. I won't say like off
Mhm.
the coast. I'm pretty sure they're like far out. They're kind of far out. I have to
Mm.
I think. But yeah, I know what they are. Like I can point them out on the map, which is yeah, that's Europeans make fun of Americans for that, but my weather has been like good. This is the point where I'm gonna have to look up like conversions because
Oh yeah,
yeah. Again, I'm not used to degrees Celsius.
and
But
I'm
yeah,
not used to Fahrenheit
yeah, and again,
because
yeah. So
yeah.
it's been like yeah. So June is here. So um, it's been hovering at like the like 29.5 degrees Celsius mark. Um,
Hmm.
it's been fairly sunny. I mean, there was that one like burst of we actually went through a derecho show. I think it was yesterday or the day before that.
Oh
And
man.
that was it was hard to see that. I got kind of anxious of a tornado warning, and that's like a difference because Europeans aren't really too much afraid of tornado warnings. It doesn't. It's not as bad in Europe as it is in America. Like you do not like you guys do not have like Oklahoma level like EF5 like killer like double twisters.
No,
Whereas we
no, we
do.
don't have that.
Yeah, but my area doesn't really have that, but like America has that. My area really doesn't. We've had a couple of EF5s, but um actually an EF5 has like gone through my town. But there's no
Oh.
pictures of it, which is very, very sad to see because I at least want to know what the tornado looks like. Come on, man! It's like the tornado. It's the tornado that like destroyed my like hometown, bruh. I at least want to see what it was like. Um,
Yeah.
and that is basically how that's the weather. I am bad at segueing. Holy, um, that's I'm not even done with the weather thing. Yeah, but like it's June. School's out. School's been out for 3 days. Like I was saying again, we're gonna have the weather to keep this podcast going for quite a bit if we kind of depends on like the frequency of which we do these episodes, but um
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Your
basically
school's out.
yeah. My
Damn.
school's out. Is your school out?
No, my school's not out.
Your school's
My
not
school is
out.
not out.
When does your
No,
school
we're
get out?
on in um next week after this one.
Next
We're on
week.
intensive. Yeah, we get out at 1 p.m. We're on intensive because it gets really hot. It gets really hot. And since it gets so hot, we just go home early. We go at like 1:30 p.m.
Oh, my last is that like for the next week or is that just for the last day?
That's been for like since the start of this week,
Uh
basically.
I on the very last day of school, I went home at like 11 like 30 a.m. because
Damn.
in America there are a couple of traditions related to like last like weeks days. Um like in uh like we have I am stuttering. Holy. All right, so the seniors, like the high school seniors, people who are on the last year of high school, do
Yeah.
they call those seniors in Spain?
No, that's just grades.
Oh,
Um,
are
up
they grade
until
12s?
no, not like that.
Oh,
In
well,
here we have basically little thing about the systems how they work here.
just like imagine. All right, so just imagine like the people who are getting ready to get out of like high school, the people in their
Yeah.
last year of high school. We call those seniors here in America. They actually get out early. Like they get out in like May. It's been like
Oh.
about a month since the seniors have been out.
Oh.
So
Oh. Oh
so they
my.
get out pretty early. Um
Yeah.
and for the rest of us who are not on our senior years yet, the last day of school for us is always a half day.
Hmm.
I
No.
actually
Yeah.
have I do actually have pictures from like my last day of school. The metadata has them as like if I take a screenshot of like my phone's like pictures, you would see it says like 11 like 30 a.m.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, with regards to the last day of school, it's gonna be weird not having to go to school for a while. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a general thought. That's not really related to America, Europe, or anything. Um,
Mm.
Going back onto the weather tangent, yeah, it's just like hot in America, and as you'll as you'll know, we're actually on similar latitudes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you would imagine for such a cold state, Michigan would not be on the same latitude as Spain. Like even
Yeah.
most
That's
northern parts of
crazy to
Spain.
think about.
Spain's pictured as like a resort. Spain's pictured. I've always
Mm.
imagined in Spain like how sunny I imagine like Texas, Florida. Those are in the south. I'm pretty sure those are like equivalent latitude. I'm pretty sure those equivalent latitudes are on like the Sahara Desert. Um,
Yeah. And it's
and
definitely
we're
not
just
the
on the same
desert in
latitude,
Florida.
but because of like the Gulf Stream, you guys are so much hotter. Like with regards
Yeah.
to weather, you
Yeah.
guys are so much hotter, and I'm kind of jealous. I'm kind of jealous. Do you guys get like snow like on like how often on occasion do you guys get snow?
Every like 10 years.
Every 10
We
years,
never.
and we get it
Yeah,
every
basically.
we get buckets of snow dumped on us every season, and I meant to believe
Oh
that we're on the
my.
same we're on the same like we're on the same
Like,
like
yeah,
horizontal
area
line.
of latitude.
Yeah, we're on the
Basically.
same. We literally called it like north of Madrid, south of Saginaw for that very reason.
Exactly.
Shameless plug, by the way, for anyone who's listening to the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Go
Yeah,
listen.
go
Go
listen.
listen.
Um,
Go listen.
that is kind of insane to think about that you just
Yeah.
have like that type of like weather. Um,
Yeah.
the
We
next thing,
basically never get snow.
yeah, you never get
That's
snow,
just.
and I find that so weird because snow is a way of life in Michigan, and we're on the same like latitude.
Snow is a miracle here. If you like,
Do
uh,
wait, do they get
I've seen snow one time in like the 6 years that I've lived in this country, basically, and that was like for like 2 minutes,
yeah,
and people were
a winter
screaming,
yo wait
screaming.
I gotta ask they do this in America like they have different like going back to like schools they close down schools like on occasion for weather. So in the south, which is again I've been generally comparing it to where you live, in the south they close it down if like there's like any snow. What do schools in Spain do if there's any snow?
You just can't predict if there's snow. I haven't seen actual like snowfall here.
You,
I've just seen like
like you guys
short
don't even have
spurts.
like the like snow possible maps, it just happens.
Yeah, it just happens. And if it happens, it lasts like 2 minutes and people start screaming out of surprise. Like it's a
They
miracle.
scream out a surprise for snow? That
Yes.
is so weird to hear.
Yes.
Bro,
And
they
they're like, "Can we go outside? Can we go outside to play in the snow?" Even though there's like a millimeter of snow on
bro,
the ground.
All right, old people in my country, whenever I talk to them about school, like when it's like winter, when it's like, oh, I hope that school closes down for snow because we're supposed to get quite a bit of it. They're always like, oh, I had to walk through like 5 feet of snow. Like I had to walk. They didn't close down back in my day, and I'm like, what? Were you guys alive back then? What do you mean what do you mean they did not close down for snow? That's like the roughest thing ever. Snow is hell in Michigan. Like just it, because like snow itself I don't mind, but
Mm.
why are there sirens going out?
What? That happens. We don't have sirens here. No,
I,
we don't
I
have
must have been
sirens.
I must have been like halluc auditory hallucinations because it's not the first Saturday of the month and there's no tornado warning in effect unless something really unlucky just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy because that's just another point driving across. Um we never hear sirens here ever. Like you have to go to a major city where there's a major emergency to have the chance to hear a siren here.
yeah, we hear siren. All right, sirens are not. This might like give you like a culture shock. Sirens are not an uncommon thing in America because we have so many tornado warnings.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
this was the other day. This was the day I got. This was the day before I got out of school. This was June the 9th, right? This was
Yeah.
like a few days ago. I don't think it's been a week. There was a tornado warning for my city.
God, that whoa.
And even then, like, and even when it's not like a tornado, it is something, dude. They're like, we just had like a derecho come through. Do you know what a derecho is?
It's like a very concentrated line of storms. If I'm not,
Yeah,
a very
we
concentrated, very
just had one
strong.
of those go through us, and there was this other like line of storms. They started issuing warnings for. Hold on, I'm gonna need another convert. Someone's gonna need. There's gonna be like a if we ever get like big, there's gonna be a channel where like showing where we all have to showing all the instances we have to convert things, but miles per hour to
Conversion
kilometers per
counter.
hour. They started issuing like I'm gonna need you to hold on to your socks for this. In
Okay.
that other like line of winds I described, they started issuing like severe thunderstorm warnings for over 110 kilometers per hour winds.
What? What?
Yeah, like hold on. Destructive
110
severe
kilometers per
thunderstorm
hour.
warning Michigan like winds. Yeah, they started doing that. They
That's insane.
No, I think in some areas, they started issuing severe thunderstorm warnings for about 130 kilometers per hour winds.
Oh, that was an actual reaction right there.
We
I
have,
swear to God,
yo,
I did
we
not
have
over
terrible weather.
exaggerate.
We have the worst weather ever. Hold on,
I just audibly gasped.
yo,
Like
like there was like
that's crazy.
severe, oh, destructive, severe thunderstorm warning. I need to like read the text out of like one of these. Like they're so terrifying, even when they're just severe thunderstorm warnings. Like, yeah,
Understandable if if they're
they
saying, "Oh yeah, dude," you know,
they
they're gonna
have
be
a whole
130
yo,
kilometer per
they have
hour.
a whole different category of severe thunderstorm warnings for over 128 kilometers per hour winds. Or wait, hold on, inches to. Do you use like centimeters for like? Is hail like a thing that you guys measure? This is gonna sound stupid, but
Not really.
all right. So
Not really.
so there's also so in America we also have sometimes 7 centimeter hail.
Oh
we have like 7
my!
centimeter hail. That's like a thing that
Does that
happens.
not kill people? Does that not kill people?
I
Genuine
I think
question.
maybe it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. There are like people who actually have to go
Because
that through that pretty like frequently often, and that's not even like it's not even like anything. It's still considered a severe thunderstorm warning. Still considered a severe thunderstorm warning.
what?
They
There's
had to
not its
add
own
they
warning for
had to
that.
add a whole different category for 128 km/h winds and 7 centimeter hail.
That is
In
terrifying.
America, the weather will kill you. Like
I can
that is
tell.
like there's been some like Twitter discourse between Europeans and Americans, and it's been Americans all saying our weather sucks here. It's been like Americans saying
Yeah.
our weather sucks here. Like it was about the European heat wave. There are Americans who just like there are Americans who are not phased by the temperatures that Europeans get. Like, hold
Yeah.
on. This is gonna be another conversion. Like, all right. So
Conversion counter.
in America, in
Mhm.
America, it is not. I would not say it's uncommon to get like. I wouldn't say it's uncommon for temperatures to reach above 40 degrees.
Oh, 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 oh. Mm.
Like, we have, keep in mind, we're one of the coldest states. Michigan, we're one of the coldest states, and even we get like 36.1 degrees Celsius. So imagine how bad it gets in the southern hot states.
Oh, I don't want to think about
That
that.
that is
Oh
that is
my.
terrifying. They legit
That is
there
bad.
were
That is really
stuff starts
bad.
melting in Arizona. Arizona, like one of the hottest states.
What? Melting.
Arizona melting. Melting tires,
Melting.
melting trash cans, melting shoes.
Melting shoes.
They turn
So
it.
what?
It turns cars into strawberry milkshakes.
Oh my. Oh my. So whoa.
Like
Whoa.
that is that is the
That's
type of weather we get in the United States. That is the type of weather we get in the United States.
wow. Wow. That's hotter than anything I've ever seen. If I'm being real, I think like
Like
I
what's the
remember.
hottest like thing you've ever like been in?
Uh, it
Like
was
temperature.
this place. We were going to this place. We
Like
were going to a
temperature.
national park. We stopped in this rural town in like Aragon, Aragon. Um, we had to stop there for gas. Aragon is like mostly like desert-ish, and um, let me convert. Another time I have to we have to convert.
Conversion
Um,
counters, get ready, get ready.
get ready, get ready. Um, okay. Um, basically, um, the hardest thing I was there. I pulled out my phone because I was like, oh my god, it's really really hot, and it was about 107.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the hottest I've ever seen, I think.
Like how often does it get to like all right, all right, a question how often does it get to like I like 36 degrees Celsius? Another conversion moment.
Mm, I would say once every like
Summer.
yeah, basically. I'm
We get those temperatures a couple times this summer.
damn.
Michigan
I'm mm,
like how bad is like humidity in your area?
oh, pretty bad, pretty bad, pretty bad,
Like I know you
really
live
bad
like next
actually.
to the Mediterranean. How bad is it? How bad does it get?
Um, pretty bad because just an example here. I look up at my ceiling and there's this thing I need to get rid of. There's um fucking like mold and like funguses growing from all the humidity.
Like
That's
percentage.
mm, right now 78%.
Tomorrow it's gonna be like 75% humidity.
Mm, not that far off.
Yeah, it's we both live like next to like water. You live like directly next to water. I just live close to it. So you having like worse humidity is not something that I'd be like very surprised by.
Yeah, yeah. Because yeah, I have the Mediterranean close to me, very close to me. I can go to the beach whenever. Um, you know. So yeah, there's ought to be pretty bad humidity.
All right, another thing that I've been all right. So another thing I brought this up quite a bit during the introduction. Uh time zones. Time zones can be
Oh,
hell.
yeah, they are.
Bro, I am gonna. This series is gonna teach me. Like, this series is gonna like put like a chip into my brain that tells me what time it is like in Spain right
In
now.
Spain. Yeah. Oh.
Like time zones, it is going to be hard to work with those when we both have school.
Yeah, really, really, really hard. Let me tell you that. It's gonna be really hard.
We are going to have to like, we're gonna have to like, we're gonna have to like do these within like 3 hour time frames. Can you imagine?
Oh my god. Shivers down my spine.
Bro,
Oh, I
like
hate time
the
zones.
farthest person I know in times of like time zones, I know someone from like Hong Kong. Imagine
Oh
how
man.
imagine like the type of time zone troubles we have.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
You know, and we
Because
already have ourselves
mm,
like terror time zones are already terrible over here. Like
exactly. Yeah,
even 5 hour differences are insane. Going back to like
exactly.
when we started, going back to when I initially proposed this, I was like, "Yo, do you want to start a podcast?" And you were, I was like, I know it's probably a bit late for you, um, in
Mm.
your area, so like any time
A
for me is
bit
fine.
late, a bit
Yeah,
late.
in
Just a little bit.
11:27 p.m. in your area. It was midnight. Midnight. It was midnight.
It was midnight. It was midnight. It was just casually
And it
midnight,
was like dinner time 6 p.m. in my area. And I was oh my goodness, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm sorry for like disturbing your sleep." You were like
And I was like,
you were like
I ain't
who
even eat dinner yet.
you were
Just
bro, you were like it's midnight for me and I was like, "Oh, okay."
oh.
Okay. It's another example why we need this, bro. Time
Exactly.
zones are gonna be terrible. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell her you're gonna like shoot a message to me at like 6 a.m. your time. It's gonna be like I know it's a bit early for you. I'm gonna be it's midnight over here.
It's the
It's
middle of the
midnight.
night. It's the middle of the
It's
night.
midnight. It's 12 a.m.
It's the middle
And
of
it's
the
like
night.
midnight is in 12 hours for me. The sun is
Mm,
quite far from going down. It's like six
mm.
hours from going down for you. It's like already starting to set in your area. Like it's probably already like it's about on the horizon for you. And it's like, bro, I just woke up. It's 11 a.m. It's
I
11
just
a.m.
woke up.
It's 11 a.m. Give me time. Give me time. Give me time to talk to people from Europe.
Exactly, and and like I know, I don't know the exact time every time. I don't like go, and I'm like, if
Hmm.
it's like 5 p.m. over here. Let me minus 6 hours. I don't calculate like that. I
Yeah,
just say, I
that's
wonder
hard
what
to.
time is this.
No, and you want to know when that's like worse? When that's like
One.
worst? When it's like around like 12, when it's around like 12, because it resets, so you have to do this entirely different set of like, you
Yeah,
have to factor in like the clock looping over.
yeah, and
Like
like,
like you can't
ooh,
just do like, oh, this time minus 6. You have to be like, oh, unless you use like
uh,
24-hour time. We should just switch to 24-hour time, but it is so terrible using 12-hour time.
yeah,
Like,
and
worst invention
I
of all time.
like it is like I sometimes like because the grand majority of people I know on here are also from America, and like I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's like mid evening over there because it's like sun setting over here, and like um. I go and I Google time in America, and it's before lunchtime, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's
What?
before lunch. It's before lunchtime right now. It's only 11:50 a.m. Yeah, bro, it's like 5. It's like 6 p.m. for you. It's not even hit the midday marker yet for us. It's still a.m. It's still the morning for 9 minutes.
It's
It
about
is
to be
still the morning
6
for
p.m.
9 minutes, and it's gonna be 6 for you guys right now, 11:51 a.m. in Eastern Time. And this is so terrible.
And
Why
y'all just
why were we
woke
put
up.
like 5,000 miles from each other?
And I just like y'all just woke up, and I've been awake for like 5 hours.
Yeah, like that's like 1 p.m. your time. That's 7 in the morning our time.
Exactly.
Like,
And I wake up for school typically at like 6:30 a.m. at my time. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. I
that's
don't know
that
what time it is over there. But
that's yeah, that's
oof.
like 12 a.m. for us. No, when you wake up, we're like 2 hours passed out. Like, it's
Oh
straight
boy.
midnight over here.
Yeah. And like when I'm in like summer break and all that, I wake up and for y'all it's still like everyone is asleep and I have to wait like 3 hours, maybe 2 hours. That is hell on earth because I get really bored. I get really bored, and it's like, it's like 7 a.m. In America. Uh, and, and
Yeah,
meanwhile, it's yeah. I've already eaten breakfast.
and again, it gets worse when we both have school. I get out at
Oh
2.
my
All
god.
right, I get out at 2 o'clock in in the afternoon. That's a reasonable time. That's 7:30 over there.
Seven
Seven
thirty
thirty.
a.m.
You're having dinner at the time I get out of school. We have zero. I was making a joke about having 3 hours to like record episodes, and it turns out I wasn't even wrong.
I'm when you get out of school, I am eating dinner, and I'm like, I hate my life because I want to talk to all my friends and all that online, and I'm like, oh, they're all still in school and they have 5 hours left before they get out, and I have to wait myself until it's like 1 a.m. until everyone's just out and about,
Yeah,
like.
like at the time when it's like, at the time when like everybody's like eating dinner in America, like all your online friends are eating dinner. It's like 2
Oh,
a.m. for
I'm
you. You're
out.
like, and
I'm
you're like
out.
4 hours passed out.
Exactly. Whoa. Oh, I could go on about time zones for hours
Yeah,
and hours and
I
hours.
could go on about time zones too. Now we have some like fundamental like difference. All right, so I would really hope everybody watching this podcast knows that America and Spain are two different countries. I'd really hope
Yeah.
that. If you did not know that, please get in contact with us. I really want to know why you think that. Um,
Yeah.
So we have different styles of politics. So you have like a parliamentary system. We have a presidential system. We have like the electoral college. And this segment really isn't to like share like political opinions. It's to share institutional differences in our countries, I guess you could say. Because
Mm,
again, you have a monarch, a parliamentary system. We haven't
yeah.
had monarchs in hundreds of years.
Oh my
And
god.
even the thought of monarchs like in America will make people repulse. Do you remember back when like everybody was protesting about against Donald
No
Trump?
kings.
They chose the
No kings.
name, yeah, no kings in America, because that's like the thing we've been taught like our entire school, that kings are like bad and evil. And I'm not even gonna argue against that. My opinions on kings, but they had to change it to no tyrants in some European countries because they didn't want to offend the monarchies. They didn't want to like offend anybody in Britain.
Oh my
They were like,
god.
yeah, we're chill with King Charles, but that guy Donald Trump, he is exercising too much power. But
He
I
is a
get their point.
tyrant.
Yeah, I get their point because yeah, King Charles is a constitutional monarch. He does not have, and he is not trying to exercise the amount of power that Trump has. Trump is the head of the government. Um, Trump is like the head of the government. Like
Mm.
he is top dog. He's a guy at the top of the
He is the
yeah,
government, basically.
yeah, he is the government. He's like big guy government. If you need somebody to blame anything on him, it's Donald Trump. Rising gas prices,
Mm.
Donald Trump. Right, like anything, Donald Trump. It's pretty easy in America because we have the same. I
Mm.
believe we have the same head of state and head of government because again, president, top dog. You can blame him for anything. And I noticed that that's a lot of the reason two-term presidents are dying out in America, because a lot of the things are blamed on presidents. A lot of the issues, like with the legislature, with the Congress, are blamed on the president. This is actually Donald Trump's second term. He is the second president ever to have two non consecutive terms because he did not serve from 2021 to 2025. Well, 2024, I guess, because he did serve in
Mm.
2025, but only for the latter part of the year. Um, so that is basically that's how it's starting to work. We're having a lot less two-term presidents in America. Our society
Mm.
in America very, very divided. It's polarized. Anybody who is into politics will be able to tell you we live in a polarized society where everybody blames everything on everybody else.
Mm.
That's like how it works in America. Um you have the floor.
Ooh. Yeah. Um. Okay. There's a lot of things that are very fundamentally different in Spain. For example, yes, we have a monarch, we have a king, but mostly, basically, the king's not very relevant.
Like
That like,
constitutional, like how Brits have.
yeah, no, he's not that relevant. Like, sometimes I forget we are a monarchy. Um,
It's easy to forget
it's just
that.
easy to forget. We don't go and say, "Oh, it's the king's fault. It's the king's fault for like rising gas prices." No, we have to argue in between ourselves because like there's political parties and different and like lots of them. It's not like Democrats, Republicans.
Yeah, because
Mm,
the system in Spain is designed. It's parliamentary, so like people can. In Spain, the system is parliamentary, so people can like form parties, get involved. In America, two parties. It's very,
yeah.
very widespread. It's like it's very I yeah. In America, it's very big tent parties. We have a lot of factions.
Yeah. It's
Continue.
it's 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 wild because there's just so many, and you always get people from all the different political parties arguing in between each other, because there's Vox, for example. There's PSOE. I don't know how I would
I
pronounce
think
that actually.
Vox is like the one Spanish party I've actually heard of, and they were like that like one like far right party.
Oh god, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
hate to
Oh
interrupt.
god.
You remember when I said it's like morning for like 9 more minutes? Well, it's actually it's noon now, like it's perfectly noon. So,
Mm.
hooray! It's like 6 p.m. for you. But yeah, continue.
It's 6 p.m. Um, there's also a political party that I hear a lot about. Please take this seriously. It's called PP. Um, um, let's be
Maybe
mature
some names
here.
aren't meant to be abbreviated. Maybe some
Yeah,
names
but that's what
are
they're.
not meant to be
That's what.
abbreviated.
That's what the grand majority of people call them. Um, it's very crazy. You just have a lot of variety. Um, and then there's the Generalitat de Catalunya, where you have um different like Catalan parties, and I don't even fully understand that. If I'm being honest, I don't even fully understand it as a concept.
Spain has a very big Spain has quite a bit of separatist movements. I'd say it's like most known like most in Europe, like in one like single
Yeah,
country. And that causes quite a bit of it causes quite a bit of tension, I'd imagine, you know?
indeed,
I've actually
indeed it
heard
does.
I've actually heard the shortest like lived country in the world actually Catalonia, because the
Mhm.
guy declared independence but then suspended it on like pending like approval, and that approval never came. So
Of course,
like a
because
7 second,
Spain doesn't
were
wanna.
you like alive during that? Were you alive for the like 7 second Catalan Republic?
Uh, Pretty sure I was.
I
I
think it
think that
happened
was in
like
like
2013.
2018.
Like
2013. I was like, I was alive for that. I was alive for that. There's just been lots of years where there's been various independence like flare-ups where people get really angry again,
oh
because
yeah,
like
yeah, Catalonia declared independence for just 6 seconds. October 11th, 2017.
mm,
Yeah,
yep,
2017.
2017.
Were
I was
you
alive for
in
that.
Catalonia by then?
Nope, I was in Britain.
Uh,
I wasn't in Catalonia. I went to Catalonia in 2019. So basically the year after like uh the other like separatist flare up happened, because there's like certain years where like separatism really flares up. 2018, 2017, um lots that just happens sometimes, you never know when it might happen, but if the Spanish government does something that the
Spain,
separatists don't like.
for Spain and America, there aren't many similar things. There's quite a bit of similar things.
Mm.
One thing like there is, but like not too many. One thing I'm glad we can like kind of share the experiences of. Our countries are both ready to fall apart in seconds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that is like it's so weird to think. Like I've always all right. In America, there's no like real independence movements. You may have heard of Colexit. You may have heard of like Texas wanting to leave. None of those ever actually
Yeah,
gained steam because everybody
yeah,
knows that if they were to declare independence from the United States, they would be crushed. So I've
yep,
never really
yep.
lived in like a separatist region, especially not, especially like Michigan has no separatist movements. Like being
Mm.
honest, so I'd say so like my question is, how weird is it for you to like how weird is it for you to think that like you can be like born that like in not many years you can like the land you're living on can just like suddenly be part of another country.
Not that much, because I've gotten like accustomed to like that thought, and like I know that any day that could just happen. I'm you know I've mentalized it already, and I've thought, hey, maybe one day this will be its own country, and maybe one day if I have kids, I'll have to think about, oh, they're from this new country, not from Spain. And like there's a lot of thought that goes into that. There's a lot of thought that has to go
Yeah,
into that,
it's
into like
yeah,
preparing
it's
for what if.
you have to like you have to like prepare for like it kind of has to be like it kind of has to be l- like okay, how will Spain react to this? How will the international community react to this? How will people react to this? There's a lot
Mm,
of stepping stones that have to be taken before separatist movements, especially those in Western countries, actually do happen. Because I live. All right, so I want to talk about kind of a recent example. I live not too far south of the Canadian border.
yeah.
So you may have heard, in but Alberta in Canada has actually
Mm,
gone to like they're gonna have a vote on whether to have a vote having a vote on whether to have a vote. What a stupid idea. They're gonna have a vote on having a vote to declare independence from Canada. And Canada has
oh.
some of this. I'm not saying it's any bigger problems because it's not as motivated by ethnicity. Like at least Alberta's not.
Mm,
Alberta and Canada, both the white Anglo countries for the most part. Um,
mm,
so Alberta, so there are some people in Alberta who want to declare independence. Last time I heard, not many people do.
mm.
Alberta's premier, which is basically like the equivalent of like a American governor, actually is campaigning against leaving Canada. So
Mm,
it's
mm.
kind of that matter of like separatism. And there's another like the one ethnic separatist movement in Canada is Quebec. And that's
Yep,
because they're
I've heard of
French.
that.
They are French.
Yeah, yep,
Whereas the
I've
rest
heard
of
of that.
Canada is Anglo because Quebec was initially colonized by the French and then the English took it over.
Yeah.
I
Mm,
want to. This actually gives me quite a unique idea. You know the like Louisiana Purchase, right?
mhm. Yeah.
I wonder what happened if that would have been like America's Quebec. Like if the French actually built up like a presence in there for it to be like continually like French. I know that there is like quite a bit. Louisiana is a bit French, but like it's not. But it's not like at the point to where it's like Quebec. It's not like a minority. America's pretty
Yeah.
America itself doesn't really have any independence movement, so I don't have to be afraid of my. I don't. I wouldn't say I have to be afraid of my country's borders changing, except if we invade Canada, which is stupid on its own right, you know. But
Mm, yeah.
yeah, um. So that is, yeah, that is like about. That's like the. It's weird to see that you guys actually have separatist movements, because again, we don't really have
A lot.
those.
A lot. A lot.
Yeah,
But
you're.
like, except for like Catalonia and the Basque country,
Yeah,
like the other separatist movements aren't really that
like they're
strong.
not too big. Like they're like collective
No.
level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've heard of a small independence movement for like Aragon.
Mm, mm. I've heard of like independence movements for like mm, the Balearic Islands, or for Andalusia. Um but like,
Basically
oh,
any part of Spain that's not uh
yeah.
Like, what was Spain called before it like united all of Iberia? Like,
Castillo,
yeah,
I
any
think.
part of Spain that's not like Castile has an independence movement.
Basically, yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder how Castellans feel about that.
Yeah, Castellanos. That's what we call them. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
kind
what
of
they would think about that.
now going on more of like a tangent about American politics. Change is really hard, if not impossible, in the United States because, um, again, only two parties, Democratic and
Mhm.
Republican parties.
Yeah.
Um, there in do you know of like the 2026 Senate race?
Haven't really heard that much
Like, have
about
you
it.
heard of like all right. Do you know like James Tallarico?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
All right. So, do you know like Texas? I- do you know that Texas is getting ready to te- how do I phrase this? All right. So, people don't like Donald Trump. People
Mhm.
do not like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So,
I know that.
they do you know how red Texas is? Like generally
No.
red state. All right.
Mm.
So, let me put this in a picture for you. Democrats have not won a Senate election in Texas since 1988.
Whoa. Okay.
And there's a good chance Texas could go blue. Like, I'm not even joking. There have been a couple of aggregate polls. Do you know? Aggregate polls are like averages of like all the polls. You know, like the polls before an election. Tallarico is up by, on average, 1 point. He has made Texas into a toss-up. It is
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
They really just despise the guy that much.
Yeah. That's very surprising to
In
hear.
North Carolina, we're
That.
also getting ready to see maybe a flip. I'm actually probably going to say
Mm.
it's probably going to be a flip. It's probably going to be a
Mm.
flip. All right,
Mm.
so Republicans currently control the U.S. Senate, the Senate, like, up for election in North Carolina. Do you want to know
Yeah.
how much Democrats are leading in North Carolina?
How much? How much are they leading?
On average, by 8.4%.
Oh.
Be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
I need input. Oh. Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Mm. Also, kind of off topic, but if you don't hear anything from me sometimes, it's because my mic today is just deciding when to pick up audio from me
That's
today.
fair.
I don't
That's
know
fair.
why.
I have zero noise suppression, so
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like Donald Trump is not popular with the American people. I've said this. I've said this.
Mhm.
He is so, like, alright. Popularity of Donald Trump. Popularity of Donald Trump. Oh, I missed it. There we go.
Mm.
Alright, so do you want to know the
Mm.
do you want to know how some of these polls has his disapproval rating looking like?
Yeah, I want to know.
Actually, wait. Do you want to know how much people approve of Donald Trump in the first place?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So, some of the polls have 40% approval of Donald Trump, 36% approval of Donald Trump,
Oh,
39.5% approval of Donald Trump.
oh, not very high. Not. Mm. Yeah.
There have been some polls that have Donald Trump's disapproval rating in the 60s.
Wow. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. That's surprising. That's very surprising. Um, honestly, it's like surprising, but not surprising at the same time. It's like a mix. Well,
So, he is he is barely all right. So to to give you a picture of this, I'm gonna compare these with the 2024 presidential election numbers.
okay.
So he's down in Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana went 58% for him. He's
Okay.
down in that state.
Ooh. Whoa.
He is down in Tennessee, a state that went 65% for him.
Whoa. Oh. Oh.
He is
Well.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, he's not down in Tennessee. He's barely up in Tennessee, but he's not down. He's down in Kentucky, which
Ooh.
also went 65% for him.
Oh my God.
And he's down in every single swing state. Wait, do you know what a swing state is?
Not really.
Alright, so a swing state is a state that kind of go. Alright, so you know how, like, there are some states that just, like, don't change?
Yeah.
Swing states are the opposite of that. They change frequently.
Hmm. Okay.
The state I live in, Michigan, is a swing state because it is gone for Donald Trump, for Biden, and for Trump again.
Oh. Okay.
So
Hmm.
he is down by 30 to 40 points in Michigan.
Wow.
Well, no, he's down
Whoa.
10 to 20 points in Michigan.
Still pretty surprising,
Yeah, you can
honestly.
see how bad it's getting for him.
Yeah. And honestly,
He is barely holding up in Oklahoma. In
mm,
Oklahoma, every single county voted for him.
whoa.
He is
Oh.
losing his grip over states that went 65% for him.
just goes to show. Honestly, it just goes to show a lot. It just shows
It
a
does
lot.
just go to show.
Exactly.
He's down over 20 points in the on the entire West Coast except for Alaska, New York,
Mm,
Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont,
mm,
Maryland, DC. All
yeah.
states that are solid Democrat, and they make up like I don't know how much they make up.
Mm.
All right, so
What the?
another thing I want to talk about is
Mm.
unique hardships. What are some things that you go through in Europe that you don't think Americans go through?
Things that we go through as Europeans that I don't think Americans go through. Um, I personally think that you like a unique experience that Europeans have um is probably that basically we in Europe um we kind of have to worry about stuff that happens because we mostly have lots of conflicts recently in recent times around in Europe. There's been the Ukraine war. There's been the war that America initiated in Iran, which technically isn't Europe, but it's still a little bit too close for comfort. Um, and like, it's still pretty worrying
Yeah,
to like
I
think
also
about.
know that you guys have a whole separate parliament for Europe.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of worry about that. You have to check a lot of boxes. You have a lot of elections.
Yep. We do have a lot of elections. Um. Um. That's a pretty that's a very big one that I'll say I like because most of the there's not really that many conflicts that happen in the Americas um and I worry about those things. It's because it's way too close to home. It hits close to home. For example, the other day, uh, a drone, right, hit an apartment building in, I believe it was Romania.
Yeah, I've
I
heard
was
about
awake
that.
when that happened. I was awake when that happened. I shouldn't have been because it happened at like 4 a.m. my time. But I don't know what I was doing. But I was awake while that was happening, and I remember um just this insane feeling of dread, honestly,
We're
because
going.
it's like,
Yeah, Europe has Russia on its border, and I know you can
mhm,
have your own feelings about the war. You can have your own feelings on the state of Russia, but but at least the states of Spain and Russia are not friendly to each other. Spain would go to war with Russia,
yeah,
and
yeah,
considering that Russia is a nuclear power and considering that America is a nuclear power, there's a bit of fear to be had over that. But
yeah,
I guess
yeah.
yeah, and
There is, yeah,
it's
a
also
lot of fear.
it's also with recent American policy, it's become a matter of would America help us?
Mm, yeah,
Because we all know how well Donald Trump has been with we all know how well he's been with European relations, and we still have 2 more years of him. So
yeah, 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 yeah. Um, Another thing I think I'll mention is lots and lots of tourism, because there is an extent to tourism that is
Yeah,
basically
tourism.
unprecedented
I remember you were
for
telling me that you
Americans.
you have been shot with a water gun by people who thought you were a tourist.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
People in Spain themselves don't like tourists very much.
No. No, we don't like tourists because there's a crisis. There's a housing crisis basically, because
And tourists are taking up quite a bit of the houses.
yeah, and lots of tourists are then using those houses, which are mainly
All right,
apartments
so like
because we use
is the
more
problem
apartments.
with tourists like all right. So it's like them like owning houses, not just like Airbnb like stuff.
Yeah, it's not the problem, because like tourists, like Airbnbing is also a pretty big problem, because the tourists that buy apartments, there is basically um most of these tourists don't just like live in these apartments and these houses for themselves. They just use them as an Airbnb. So like
Yeah, so they don't even like live in Spain, but they keep it to themselves while there's a housing
yeah,
crisis.
yeah, and there's a housing crisis because nobody can afford like paying off rent every month basically, and there's no houses basically.
Now, I'm going to
There's
tell you,
very little houses.
there are people I know a state in America that has a similar problem. Well, quite a bit of states. It's a lot of
Mm.
every like photogenic like picture like good place you could think of in America is being occupied by the rich.
Ugh. Oh man. Yeah.
Like it's kind of like I'd have to think we have that problem here in Michigan too, because Michigan isn't like a coastal state. It doesn't. We don't border on the ocean, but we border on
The Great
a.
Lakes.
Yeah, we border on the Great Lakes, and those lakes, water. Water
They're
attracts rich
pretty,
people, and rich people
and yeah.
take everything.
Yep, basically, yeah.
It's a similar problem that you got that I. It's a similar problem you're describing, and it's
Mm.
also made it so that um, houses here cost quite a bit. Especially the
Yeah.
houses that actually are in nice areas and not in terrible areas, because I consider it that I live in quite a terrible area myself. I
Mm.
live in I live in a area that the reputation of Michigan cities,
Yeah.
Detroit, Flint, Grand Rapids,
Yeah. Yeah.
Pontiac.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
reputation of the cities that we have. And
Yeah.
it's the rich that kind of take up all the countryside, like all the good stuff about Michigan. Sorry, that's for the rich who don't even live in Michigan.
Hmm. Yeah.
It gets very very frustrating, and I know it's a similar problem in like big cities. Zohran Mamdani, the mayor of New York, has been addressing that issue because New York, big place, everybody wants New York. Do you know who wants New
New
York as well?
York.
Rich people who can buy all the
Mhm.
houses and take them away from people who might want it who are not as rich as
Yep.
them.
Exactly.
So that is a big problem, but I think the problem with tourism can also be I don't think there's a problem with tourists because I think the Spanish problem with tourists is that they're just kind of rude.
Yeah, and also there's another pretty big problem that I've just now been kind of opening my eyes up to, because there's been cities that I've gone to in Spain. I went backpacking all across Andalusia, and I've been staying in not so conventional places. I didn't go to Seville. I didn't go to basically the biggest cities over there. I just went around. The people that are in those areas are very nice, and there is a noticeable difference, a very big noticeable difference
Yeah,
in
because
like
people in Is it pronounced Seville? Would that be the English pronunciation?
Yeah.
Yeah, the people in Seville, I'd imagine everybody goes to Seville.
Yeah.
Like, I'd imagine
Yeah.
that in, like,
Yeah.
Andalusia. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
maybe the people in the rural areas actually appreciate it when people come over there. And a problem with something, all right, I want to travel. I want to travel. I really do. I
Mhm.
I don't want to
Understandable.
be a
I like
stereotypical
traveling.
tourist. I want to respect the land and the people on that land, the like locals.
Mm.
But I don't want to go there. I don't want to go where everybody else goes. I actually want to have unique experiences.
Yes.
I would gladly give up Manhattan if I get to experience something like upstate New York.
Yes.
And
Yes. And
I think
yeah.
I like to think I'm pretty unique in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Because
that is
there are a
pretty
lot of people who
unique.
are like, let's go to France, and I'm like, but France is like, it all feels so plastic because France is made up. The Paris has a lot of tourist traps. People want
A
money.
lot of tourist traps.
It's like
I'd say this as
it's
a
like they're
person that
trying to
has
like
been in
force it
Paris.
into you. It's like come visit Paris, come visit Paris, come visit Paris. And don't get me wrong, I'm
Paris,
sure
the
Paris is
city
a
of
nice place
love.
to I'm sure Paris is a nice place to be. But I don't want
Mm.
the plastic look of the world that you come with like tourist traps. I don't want that. I want to experience the world as I want to experience the world as something like if I were living there. I don't want to experience it as a tourist. I don't want everything handed on silver platter to me. I want to like
Yeah.
hike. I want to. I just want to go places, and I
Yeah.
don't think I'm too like unrealistic in that regard.
And also what I was going on about, those smaller, like less visited places in Andalusia have a very noticeable difference where the Spanish culture as a whole is much more noticeable. And I really didn't think that much of it until I went to Mallorca, because I've been around Spain and I've gone to places where not many people go to. So I know like Spanish
Yeah,
culture.
like
I went to
you've kind of
Mallorca.
experienced like you've experienced like all of it. You know.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I've experienced all of it. I've experienced the more fake things you could call it. I've experienced the realer things you could call it. I went to Mallorca and I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked because I basically almost didn't recognize where I was, because I've gone to Menorca many times, which is next to Mallorca, and I expected something along those lines since the two islands are next to each other. When I landed in Mallorca, when I tell you, it doesn't feel like Spain in there. It feels like another country. Um, because I know that in Mallorca, they have their own dialect of Catalan. Um, and I was expecting to like see people mainly speaking Spanish and Mallorcan, which is the language they use over there. The most I've seen over there was all about Germany in specific. I got out. I went to the hotel. I stayed at the hotel for a bit. I came out. Also, there's a lot of signs over there in lots of different languages and billboards.
I
Lots of
have
the
to imagine it's
billboards and
because like
stuff.
tourists with like a lot of languages.
Yeah, of course. The language barrier. You can't just put everything in Spanish because the tourists won't understand.
Yeah.
Um, Lots of the billboards in a specific, a lot of them are in German. Lots of ads in German. Lots of .de for like the websites and stuff. Um, because from what I've heard, Mallorca is a mainly place where German people go. Um, I went to the hotel. I came out, and when I tell you, I was walking around like the around the beach. It was very beautiful. There was just like stickers in other languages everywhere. I glance over and I see a whole bar dedicated to like a German football club, soccer. You could also call it for the Americans. Despise using that term, but I'll call it soccer for the
Yeah.
people watching.
Yeah.
Um,
Americans watching.
the Americans. Um, I walk past a bar dedicated to a German football club. We are not in Germany. Like that club stadium is um lots of kilometers away. Like I find it very confusing because um I would expect if you're going to a country, you're going to like know their culture. You're
Yeah,
not
that makes sense.
going. You're not going. I'm not like if I go to like America, I'm not gonna be like upset because it doesn't feel like Spain.
This
That's the you know?
yeah, that it's like expecting everything to be like your hometown. I feel it not only does it take the fun out of traveling, it also feels like super
Mhm.
entitled toward the locals. You know?
Indeed. Yeah. That yeah,
Yeah,
a
cause
lot.
like I can't go to Spain and like be like yeah speak English speak English
Speak English.
speak
I want
English. You're not in
American
an English
food.
speaking
I
country.
want
That's
American culture. I want That's
like
basically how it is in Mallorca.
even being in America, I would not tell anybody to speak English. That's rude. If people want to use a different
Yeah.
conversational language, let them. I find it so
Yeah.
stupid to like not let
Yeah.
to not let them use their own conversational language, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um but this also reminds me of a dream I've had. I
Mm.
once had a dream that I went to a beach that was owned by every single country in the world.
Whoa, okay.
Like not like okay, not like a United Nations thing. No. Every country just had their own like slice of the beach. It was a very very
Okay.
long beach. I'd have to imagine
So like an Antarctica
like
type
imagine if
thing,
like
but like
Imagine if like Chile was like a beach
yeah.
and like every country had its own like little slice.
Mm.
It reminds me of that. I don't know why that would happen, but I honestly really liked it in my dream because I got to explore different things. That's what I
Mm.
want to do. I want to explore different things, different landscapes. I want to see how different people interact in different things. I want to see the mountains even though I live in a flat area. I want I
Mm.
want to speak Spanish even though I've grown up English. I want to respect the people because
Yes.
people deserve to be respected. I want to go places. I want to travel. I don't
Yeah.
I want to be like a chill like traveler. I don't want to like go to like Paris or New York City. It's like what I was describing earlier. Paris, New York City, Detroit. I want to go to rural regions and like imagine going to a rural region
Yes.
where it's like no light pollution. You can see like like
The
imagine
stars.
camping rural region, no light pollution. You can see the galaxy. And
Yeah.
imagine just looking up.
Yeah.
Like North South Dakota or something. Would
Yeah.
that not be like one of the best experiences you've ever had? And it's
Yeah.
like I want to do it.
Mm. And I've had the luck, and I will never take that for granted. I will never take it for granted
Yeah.
that I've had the experience to be in a place at night with with very very little light pollution, and
Yeah.
it is incredible. It's amazing. It's beautiful, and it's a defining moment in my
And
life. I would say.
travelers do not realize how privileged they are to get to travel. I say this as someone who can't travel. Travelers do not realize just how privileged they are because
Mhm.
a lot of things go into traveling for me as a 16-year-old. I have
Yeah.
to I have to go with an adult. I have to have money. I have to have a plan. Already knocks out like 99% of the things. I believe the last time I've actually like taken like a significant travel was a few years ago uh to uh to I think it was Grand Rapids,
Hmm.
which is on the other side of the state, but I've also been to Ludington, Michigan. It's a city on the coast, and I really liked Ludington.
Mm. Yeah,
I
and
got
I
to
think
like experience a
that's.
shop. I got to experience like I got to see Lake Michigan. And I've also
Mm.
been to Bay City. I've been to what's the name of the city again? I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look that up. I've been to I've been to the very tip of the thumb of Michigan. You know how Michigan's like
Mm.
shaped like a thumb, or not a thumb, but a
Yeah,
hand. It has
yeah.
a thumb region. It looks like a thumb.
Mm.
And I've been to the very, very tip of the thumb. It's called Port Austin.
Yeah,
I've been to Port Austin. Like,
yeah.
uh, yeah, I've been to Port Austin. I think Port Austin's beautiful. I want
Mm.
to go to more places like Port Austin. I want to go to more places like Ludington because you know what? They're not the biggest cities ever. They are not the biggest cities ever.
Yeah, not
They
Paris,
are
not,
the
you know.
they aren't the biggest cities. However, they
Mm.
they are beautiful,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I prefer beautiful over like oh hey look at this. Another thing, Ludington actually introduced me to something that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart.
Mm.
So I was there and I saw a sign in someone's window. It
Yeah.
was stop line 5.
Mhm.
Um and it went to something like let me try and find the website. Yeah, it's all right. The website is called oilandwaterdon'tmix.org.
Mhm.
It's about this tunnel called Line 5.
Yeah.
So I've been talking about the Great Lakes this entire episode.
Yeah.
Um so you can imagine how like near and dear I hold to the Great Lakes to my heart.
Mm. Yeah,
Um
I can imagine.
so uh let me find this. Yeah. So it's this thing called Line 5,
Mhm.
and basically so there has been an ongoing fight to shut down Line 5.
Oh, okay. Mm.
People don't want it there.
Mm.
So I saw this sign in Ludington.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why they want to shut down Line 5?
Why? Why do they want to shut it down?
All right. Um basically the all right. So Line 5 is people don't like Line 5 because it has quite a bit of oil spills.
Okay.
Do you want to know how old it is?
How old is
All
it?
right, so remember, this is like it would be bad if this ever spilled. Do you want to know how old these are?
How old is it?
73 years old.
Uh,
So, they're 73 years old.
wow.
And that you can imagine it's kind of started like rusting away.
Hmm. Not very reliable.
Yes. During the Eisenhower administration.
Oh.
D- during Eisenhower. Mind you, only a few years after 1953, only a few years after World War II ended.
Whoa.
We are dealing with a line about. We're dealing with a line that was constructed less than 10 years after World War II.
Whoa.
It is spilled since 1968. It is spilled 33 times and at least 1.1 million gallons.
Whoa. That's a lot of gallons.
They cross one of the most ecologically sensitive areas in the world, home to 21%
Oh.
of the world's freshwater surface area. Freshwater.
Oh.
Fresh surface
Oh.
water.
Oh. Okay. Mm. Not not good. Not safe either. Not nah.
So you can imagine why learning about that in Ludington had kind of this influence on me because I wanted. It was like I want to. I like this is just it's just terrible.
Mm.
So that's a good thing that traveling can do. It can it can raise awareness, you know.
Mm.
Now we've been on the unique hardship section for quite a while. This recording is
Yeah.
actually an hour and 30 minutes long by this point.
My oh
All
my.
right, so I'm going to talk directly about American-European relations and the trade war
Mhm.
because you know that Donald Trump has been waging a trade war against Europe.
Yeah.
So I'm this is kind of where I think this is kind of where I think the I think that something that I think that like the two perspectives might come in handy for this.
Yeah.
Um because you know, America and Europe haven't had very good relations, so it's always nice to have an American and European sit down and talk about these things. Even if we're not
Yeah.
really officials of our countries. Well,
Yeah.
Europe isn't a
Yeah. Yeah.
country, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Almost like almost acted like a stupid American.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah.
like
Sit down. Yeah. Go on. Go on.
America, the amount Europe, like the amount of damage that Donald Trump has caused relations to Europe has been instrumental. A lot of work is going to be needed to repair the relationship between America and Europe after this.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
So, like, and another big point of contention, Greenland. Trump wants Greenland.
Oh yeah.
It actually caused a crisis.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard about that. I've heard
Greenland
about Donald Trump
crisis.
on Earth. Mm. I find it so ridiculous that Trump just wanted
Yeah,
Greenland.
it's so ridiculous. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, Stephen Miller, Jeff Landry.
It just makes no sense at all. It makes no sense.
Yeah, well, we've completely destroyed our relationship.
Basically,
Like
yeah.
in like sure, if you want to purchase Greenland, then like okay, but they've been talking about using. They were talking about using. They were talking about using military force to invade Canada and invade Greenland, which is so stupid, and this is only being furthered by the Republican
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
American European
Hmm.
relations are going to be damaged unless our administration learns to speak up.
Yeah.
And I just want
because yeah.
I want to ask as part of this like podcast, how's the general feel in Europe about like has the general attitude in Europe like against Trump, against like for Greenland, has that calmed down? Because the sentiment has calmed down here in America, but has it in Europe? Are they still shaken up about that?
It really varies from person to person because from like my circle and my circle of friends that I have that are from this country, they're very like on there. It's
On
just
edge?
yeah, basically yeah, yeah, and then there's like this other side that like um for example, there is people like my father, which I'm sure there's many more of them because he has friends, and if he has friends, then those friends are probably going to share the same sentiments as him, who
Yeah.
are basically against against Europe in and of itself, and like that agree with what is going on and all that. Um, but mostly we're all on edge, basically, in like the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation because we have um we sometimes there is cases where it's just people just try to talk about like that, and there's like we got bigger problems to deal with um as a whole, because there's just lots of things going on at the moment in like in those type of aspects, but it's just worrying, more of like concern, honestly.
Yeah. It's a very fair position to have. Worrying is a very fair position to have because America America is one of the strongest nations on America is the strongest nation in the world.
Yeah,
There's really no denying it.
yeah, basically, yeah. There's yeah,
I don't say that to be like, "Oh yeah, in your face. We are taking over your country." But I mean that in like the people of Europe have a very valid fear against the United States because again, America's powerful. There's not much Europe
very
can do if it just goes rogue one day and invades everything, kills everyone.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So the worrying is justified.
Yeah, um, yeah, because like yeah, especially with like all the things that have been going on, and like oh yeah, like suggesting potentially using military force to like take over Greenland, take over Canada. That's worrying, you know, because you never know. Maybe one day, if that happens, maybe one day he'll just go and be like, "Yo, I want this random European country. I'll
Yeah.
take it by force if I wanna."
Yeah, and
Because
that's
like there's not
those are
much
the
we can
types
do.
of threats that he has made.
Exactly. And if that happens, there's not really that much we can do.
Yeah.
there's,
So
there's basically almost nothing we can do.
it's like the Napoleon. It's like the Napoleon.
There's nothing we can do.
Don't
Our
se
hands
me
are
yo
tied
llama.
in this type of situation. There's like
Yeah, it's quite the situation. I mean, but yeah, that's basically yeah. Um, on a lighter note, the World Cup.
oh yeah, the World Cup, World Cup,
World
World
Cup.
Cup,
Yeah, the World
World Cup.
Cup is pretty jolly.
Yeah, pretty
It's jolly
awesome, pretty cool.
to move off of to move off the topic we were just talking about. That's not very
Of
jolly.
existential dread
Yeah,
of
mm.
existential
Oh, I'm gonna take
dread
over your
of conflict.
country. Oh, oh no.
We're all gonna die. Yeah. Anyways,
Ah.
World Cup,
Yeah, World Cup.
football, soccer.
How hyped up is Europe about the World Cup?
Very, extremely. Very, very hyped. We're all very hyped. We're also like kind of not very happy with FIFA, which is the organization that hosts the World Cup as a whole,
What
because
FIFA do?
lots of things, lots of things. There's one thing that is basically like, oh, you can't bring external like water sources into the stadium, and if you want water, which also there's gonna be like halftime shows, even though that's never been implemented before. Um, you're gonna have to buy water in the stadium, which is like $8. And it's like, are you serious? Like that's just
Eight. Wait, $8 or €8?
$8 because it's like mainly US. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
that's what they said.
that is
That's what
like
they said, not me.
okay. It reminds me. So in the United States, we are having. Hold on. So in the United States, we have our own. We have our own games.
Hmm.
Um, we have had. We're having the finals in the basketball. We're having like a
Yeah,
basketball finals. Um,
NBA.
yeah, NBA
Hmm.
finals. So,
Hmm.
uh, and it's the New York Knicks versus the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, it's just
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
reminds
you're
me of
good, you're
something.
good.
It reminds me of something. I'll go over that later.
So, all these new restrictions you talk about remind me of something that actually. So, there was a very special person who attended. There was a very special
Oh,
person
I think I know about
who
this.
attended Game 3.
I think I know about this.
Can you guess the person?
Donald Trump.
Yes. And because he's
Okay.
the president of the United States, they implemented a gajillion restrictions.
Yep, I've heard about this. I've heard about this. People
They
were not very
canceled
happy.
watch parties. They canceled like they set up like barriers. And they booed him at the game. They booed him at the game.
Oh my god.
And it's like so stupid.
Didn't he
Okay,
fall
can
asleep?
it, I wouldn't be surprised.
Didn't he like fall
Okay.
asleep? That's what
I
that's what
wouldn't
I've
be
heard at
surprised, dude.
least.
There's like a million pictures of him falling asleep. Oh, and do you want to know, like, okay, my opinion on
Hmm.
this? If you need a level of security to where it's going to start like affecting other people's experiences, you should probably just stay home.
You could just watch it on your 50 meter by 50 meter TV
Yeah, that
that
too.
he probably has.
It's not like Trump lives in poverty or something. He lives in like the most important building in America. He could stay home.
Exactly.
He could stay home. He does
Exactly.
not need to attend this. And honestly, I have the same feeling. They probably do this for Biden too, for W. Bush. I have the same feeling about all of them. Don't let them attend anything if it's going to start spoiling the experience for other people. Because if you want to
Yeah, they
ascend
could
to that,
watch it on their 50 by
if you want to be the president, and if you want to have that level of security, then don't spoil it for everybody else, dude. It's just rude. It's
Exactly.
selfish. Comes off obnoxiously. You need like can't have
Yeah.
phones. It's ruining everything.
Yeah, because like no, but like just takes out the fun. It takes out the fun and jolliness of everything, I guess.
Yeah, it
Um
does. Well, like
yeah.
it's so stupid. Um,
Yeah.
and the world, yeah, that's like, And again, for the World Cup, America actually won 4-1 against, I think, Paraguay. Yeah, Paraguay.
Not bad. Not bad. Not what I expected from America. I don't really follow football that much. I think I stopped following it more for the World Cup because it's the World Cup. And the
Yeah.
World Cup's
Do they
relevant.
have like any like game like inter Spanish games?
Uh,
Like
I think one is coming up against Cape Verde,
no, I mean
if
like
I'm
do
not
they have like
mistaken.
any games in like Spain like how they have like Super Bowl, NBA in America?
Oh, you mean like something like um
Something
the Lakers versus the San Antonio Celtics or something. I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just made that up.
Basically, do they have that? Do they have like games against like Spanish regions in Spain only
Yep.
in Spain?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big thing over here. Uh for example, I have this on my little drawer right here. I have the shield,
That's what I
the
call it.
logo of Football Club Barcelona, for example, right there. Um there's football clubs for every city basically.
That's weird to think about
Um
because it's kind of like that in America, I think, but it's mainly
hmm.
for I believe basketball. My high school has a team.
Yeah, no, we don't have that over
Yeah,
here. You don't have
I'm not gonna leak it for obvious reasons, but my high school does have a team.
yeah.
Here's my high school just to prove to you that we do have a team. Here's
Here
my
it
high
is,
school.
people.
I hope nobody
Here's
does
my
anything with it.
address, just for
Here's my
the
address just
cherry
so
on
you can see
top.
that I have a computer.
Yeah. There's my address. There's my credit card information just for
There's
you.
my credit card
That
information just to prove how rich I
there's.
am.
Anyways, God, it's
Yeah.
already 7 p.m. What time is it over there?
It just turned 1.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's there and we take football or soccer very seriously in Europe. I want
Yeah.
you to know how serious we take it. Like just the other day, like maybe a week or so back, Paris Saint Germain, which is the football club
I've heard
for
of PSG
Paris,
before.
PSG, yep. Um, they won the Champions League. And I want you to know the stuff that went down in the streets of Paris. It, insane. People were looting buildings, setting cars on fire,
They
setting
did that for the
everything
New
on
York
fire.
Knicks too. They did that too for
Um,
the New York Knicks.
yeah, they shot fireworks at police and stuff. It was crazy.
It's
The other
unbelievable.
year,
You would think that this is the type of performance they put on during like the revolution.
exactly, dude.
I mean,
Like,
French people are. I know a big stereotype of French people is that they're pretty much perpetually mad and protesting in the streets.
yeah. Also, the year before this year, Paris Saint Germain (PSG) also won the Champions League. They won last year and they won this year.
Oh my
Last
goodness.
year, it was crazy because PSG before last year had never won the Champions League. Never. Never. It was like a joke to like
I
say,
shudder to
"Oh,
think what they did
PSG
in
doesn't
Paris.
have PSG doesn't have zero Champions League, zero UCLs, which is UEFA Champions League. PSG, ha 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 ha. It's
What do you
basically
think they
like the
did
laughing stock.
What did they do in Paris after that? Like the streets.
Even worse riots. 2 people died.
2 people died.
Yes,
People
2 people died.
died because of PSG.
Yes,
It is not.
people
It does not
died.
get that serious,
It is not that
bro.
serious. I want.
You can kick a ball around, and the city you're from will start rioting.
you can kick a ball correctly,
You
and the
can
city will just explode.
you kick
Oh yeah,
one.
in Paris, there was also like when that happened this year, like a week ago, when PSG won, there was explosions in the
There were
street.
explode. You
Whole
you
ass
you kick
explosions.
you kick one ball correctly, and suddenly and everything. You know that
Terrorist attacks
you know the
start
scene.
happening.
You know the scene of
Literal
like
domestic
you know the scene of
terrorism.
like Los Angeles sinking in like 2012, the movie.
Yeah.
You kick a ball correctly, and they start doing that to the city that you're from.
Yeah, dude. Literal, like you kick a ball correctly, and literal domestic terrorism starts
You kick
happening.
a
Like
ball correctly.
what?
You kick a ball correctly, and suddenly you kick one ball correctly, and suddenly and they just overthrew the Romanovs.
Yeah, no, like I just remember I was like, oh, that's great for them. I'm sure they will be very happy and jolly about that. I grabbed my phone. Explosions in the street of Paris.
I guess they were just.
What?
I guess they were just that jolly.
They were just that,
That
and I just don't get it. Why are you destroying your city if they won? And the same stuff would have happened if they lost. If they win, they blow up the city and everything goes to hell. And if they lose, they blow up the city and everything goes to hell.
you can't win when your city's playing. Like as soon as the game ends, you just hear like seven explosions.
Exactly. You
It's
just
like
hear,
it's
you
like the
just,
trumpets blowing for like the rapture. Like the rapture
yeah,
comes to you, the rapture comes personally to your city every time. Every time it plays a game,
you
it
win the
actually makes
league,
me pretty
basically.
happy that Flint. It actually makes me pretty happy that my city doesn't have. It makes me happy that my city doesn't really have like anything professional because I just know what they be doing.
Oh man, oh no. The levels it gets to in Europe are unprecedented, I think, in the United States even. Because the other day, I remember Spain the other day, that was like last year. Spain won the European Football League. I remember I was at home. I was rooting for Spain and all that, but I was like, "Yay!" I waved around the Spanish flag or whatever, and then I just went and like poured myself some water, and I just hear boom outside, and there's like flares going off, fireworks everywhere, people screaming and waving scarves around,
You could hear
like
the
like
celebrate.
like.
You could hear the New York Knicks celebrations in from the New Jersey side of the river.
Like yeah, like
If there's
I'm
one
pretty sure like
if there's one thing that brings Americans and Europeans together, it's how serious we get about our sports.
yeah. Like they're like we get serious about sports. Like
Serious.
people would kill each other over football or soccer because it has happened before. It just happens, you know? That's just what happens.
Wait,
I'm
do you want to try and like end this on like perfectly like 2 o'clock? Not like 2 o'clock, but like you want to end this like perfectly like 2 hours after this.
all
Like,
right. All
I mean,
right.
like
Yeah.
2 hours like after recording starts, because it's 1 hour and 53 minutes right now. So that we could like do like a perfect segue into this, and we could make it like a perfectly like 2 hour long episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's aura. But we have like 7 minutes left, so
Yeah.
well, this has been like a great episode. I am
Yeah.
hyped to do more episodes of this.
Yeah, we take our sports very seriously. Moral of the
Yeah,
story, basically. People will kill each other in the streets,
bro.
raise pitchforks, and
I'm looking at
overthrow the government.
I'm looking at the notes I had for this. What was general attitudes? Because I want to speak on like general attitude. I don't even know what that means anymore.
Me neither, honestly.
That's so
Also,
funny. We've been doing this for so long. I can barely even interpret my own notes anymore. Well, I can interpret most of them. Like I saved number one is introduction, number two weather, number three time zones, four and five
Mm.
American and European politics respectively, six unique hardships in understanding them, seven American European relations in the trade war, eight World Cup, and nine general attitudes. I don't know what general attitudes was supposed to be, but there's a good
Mm.
chance we would not have had time to talk about it anyway. So long as we actually do
Yeah.
want to get that perfect
World
2
Cup.
hours
On
ending
that
time.
World Cup.
World
Yeah.
Cup, World
Mm.
Cup, World
Like, if
Cup, World
if you
Cup.
wanna be very thoroughly surprised, you should look up football ultras. You should look that up. You should look that phrase up on YouTube, and you should watch the videos because it is crazy the stuff they do. I don't even know how they get their stuff into the stadium because I like, for
They
example,
sneak it
this
in.
they sneak in like pyrotechnics. They sneak in like flares, smoke bombs, fireworks. How do they get that in?
Yo, they will.
Like,
People will find ways. I don't know how they will. They will find ways.
they will find a way. They don't care. They get a whole drums and all that to like boom, 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 boom for the chants and all that. How are you sneaking in a whole drum, brother?
Next thing you know, they're gonna sneak in like a whole cow.
Next thing you know, that has probably happened before. That like just an example. The like a year ago, I think I live in a pretty small town. I'm not gonna say it for obvious reasons, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was just chilling at home, and I just start hearing, hey, hey, wah, 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 and I just hear bang, 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 and I look outside because there's this like school
And they do that.
football
And they do
stadium
that.
thing,
And they do that in the. They do that in small
in
towns
the
too.
like, yeah, yeah, I go out there and they're like setting off like small fireworks and all that. Bah, bah, bah. And this is like because there's divisions in this. So like to explain it in an American way, imagine like there's the NFL. And if you get like the last place in the NFL, you get relegated to like the NFL 2, which is like where all the more bad teams in the NFL go, and if you like get top place in that one, you get back into the NFL.
So they're just teams stuck in like sports 2 purgatory.
Yeah, basically. And I'm like those teams, those local teams and all that. They're like in the eighth tier championship, and they're still setting off fireworks. And like a few hours
Wow.
later, I had to go out. I had to go out for like something I had to do, and there was like four police cars outside of the stadium for like an eighth tier championship match.
That's so weird.
Like it's
But
not
yeah.
that deep, and it was
y-
probably like kids playing. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like we're in the final of the World Cup or the Champions League, though, dude. Like it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It is genuinely not that serious. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's weird to think about. But yeah, we are approaching that uh 2 hour mark. It's
Perfect
just
two
1 hour and
hours.
58 minutes right now. I'm not
Mm,
gonna try and get it on the second. I trying to get stuff on the second. Nah. I'm not risky
yeah,
enough to do that. The hour works for me. But yeah.
yeah,
As like a general like very quick like closing segment. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Um,
been like good. It's been a good episode.
yeah, yeah. It's been
Uh
fun.
yeah, this has been I really do want to do more episodes of this, and hopefully it convinces people to hopefully people actually start to see how hopefully like differences. I just want Europe and America to like feel at least a bit similar, because again,
Mm,
Europe is hard to understand for me because I'm an American. We live 5,000 miles apart. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'd imagine vice versa applies to you.
Mm.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
basically.
hear a cop siren just now outside my house. Well, not outside my house, but like down the road.
Mm. Yeah.
I am not.
That's another
I
thing
am not the person
also.
getting arrested.
We do not have police sirens unless it is extremely serious. That's also something, I
Oh,
guess.
they just activate the police sirens in America when like someone's breaking the law or like they're chasing someone.
Mm.
Yeah, 15 seconds. About 15 seconds left before we hit the 2 hour mark. But yeah,
Yeah. It's
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 been
been a
it's
good
been
episode.
wild. It's
We're
been
gonna we're
fun.
gonna spend like the next like few minutes in like DMs like deciding on a name. But yeah, now we're at the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good episode.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.